Kai, you might just want to show you something, you know, like from the media. This is a West Australian newspaper, which is the only daily newspaper we have in WA. So anyway, this is the article from when the court action was launched the other day. Okay, this is the article here. All right, so that's the West Australian on Thursday. This one here, this is the West Australian on Tuesday. Bid to quash Hakea transfer. All right. That's how little the articles are when it comes to the abuse of the boys and us going to court to challenge the decision of the minister to take the boys there in the first place. Alright, so what happens? All the court action and everything is launched on Thursday. Alright, the papers are put in. So what does the West Australian, what does the government do? They must quickly get their little PR team with all the publicity and everything, their media team in overdrive, and look what's in today's West Australian. A whole 2 pages defending the government. Look, Hakea is not hell, but it's still a prison. It's the West Australian newspaper. So they'll print this here, you know, in support of the government, try and make the government look good. Oh, all this stuff's not going on, right? And yet, they'll do these 2 little articles when it's something against the government. Like this here, 2 little articles. Look, 2 little articles. You know? And then they saying stuff in here like, where was that thing there? They also do not appear starving or brutalised, right? It's what it's saying. Some are shooting hoops on the basketball court, others hang about chatting on bench seats, and a few are working out on the gym equipment. A tour of the temporary detention units at Hakea this week reveals that, contrary to the impressions of some in the community, like who they're talking about, because it's only us, right? The teenage boys are not cowering in fear of the adults on the other side of the fence. No one said they were cowering in fear of the adults. What we said was that they were intimidated and threatened because there had been boys coming forward saying that adult prisoners were working in their wing and cleaning, you know, and making lewd gestures and licking their lips and smiling dirty ways at our boys, you know. Like what these mobs want us to do. Because I can tell you now, right, this is what's going on at Hakea, all right? I'm going to tell you everything we heard. This is what's going on. Contrary, I don't care what the media says. The West Australian newspaper, all of them, right? Because Mary McKay, I'll stand by my words. And you want to sue me? Bring it on, because I've got nothing to give. I'm not a material person. I'm not going to go and buy flash stuff, waste my money. So do it. Take me to court. Do whatever you want, WA government, because these are the accusations that I'm going to stand by when it goes against you. The prison riot was not a riot, it was an incident. The prison guards at Banksia Hill set it up because they want a pay rise, and the conditions were so terrible there. They knew the boys were highly stressed and everything, traumatised. So what did they do? The prison guards on duty that night let the boys out of their cells. And I bet you if you get the camera, right, from that night, you know, it'll probably show that. But there's probably something that's happened to the footage by now, right? They let some of the older boys out. That's what happened. That's what happened. The WA government's corrective services staff who operate at Banksia Hill and in charge of the kids when they're locked down, let the kids out of their cells. How are they going to break out of the cells? Them keys got unlocked, right? Them keys unlocked them doors and let our boys out to start so they could use our kids as a scapegoat to get pay rises and improve conditions. That's all. That's all. Go on, bring it on, government, because I don't care. Your guards set up the incident. They set it up, and we're going to prove that they did too anyway, so I don't care, right? Here's other things that have come from the boys' own mouths, right? One young one, he was sitting back in the cell, right, with his brother. The guard come to the door with a microwave crap sloppy meal that I wouldn't even give my kids out here, right? Walked up, told the boy there put his thongs on. He only had to walk 2 metres in his own cell, right? Put your thongs on to come and get your feed. Because that boy wouldn't put his thongs on just to walk 2 metres in his own cell. You know what they done? They opened the door, they scruffed the fuck out of this young boy, right? Then they put him in isolation and threatened to flush his head down the toilet. Like, that's only one thing. You want to know another one? Another one, he was put in a straitjacket. What for? You know the night of the incident? Our boys were shackled. Shackled like what you see on them slave movies. They shackled our kids. These are kids. Teenagers, young teenagers. Right, this is what they done. The emergency services unit threw our boys off the roofs, right? And heaps of the boys have said this. Threw our boys off the roofs, rammed their heads into the walls, right? And so I call on the West Australian government to release all medical records of those boys that night and camera footage. Go on, prove your innocence, Mr. Barnett and all you. Prove your innocence and release the footage of that night to dispute what I'm saying, because you know you can't, right? You know what else has happened? They've been getting locked down for nearly 23.5 hours a day. We're kids. If we done that out here, you know, we'd be getting charged for abuse and neglect of our children. So why are they allowed to lock our kids down? Yeah, the kids might have been playing basketball and that, but that's just like back in the mission days set up. Oh, someone's coming for a visit today, quick, we've got to make everything look good for everybody. You know, kids, make sure you're laughing. You know, we'll give you some dessert tonight, rah, 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 whatever the crap they were saying. Right? And if kids have been traumatised and through what these boys have been through, when there's rec time, of course they're going to take that. Of course they're going to take that. What kid don't want rec time? You know, go out there and play and laugh around and that there. But I can tell you right now, right, these boys are being abused. They're being flogged and treated like shit. Guards have told them, oh, you better get used to being in Hakea because this is where you're going to end up when you're older. Oh, what kind of shit is that? You know, calling them little dogs and hopeless dogs, useless CUNTs. Like, who's allowed to talk to our kids like that? You know, and whenever the boys are moved or anything is done or stuff have to be brought into the prison, the whole prison's locked down. The whole prison is locked down. So they didn't say that, didn't they? Only that, oh, the boys are being transported in cars with blackened windows. You know, like this is ridiculous. Oh, boy. And what's some of the other stuff that we've heard? Oh, there's been so much, like so much, you know. I'm just making this off the top of my head here because I got wild seeing this article here today. But it's like, all these ignorant comments and everything on Facebook, like, people got no shame. And you know what? Like, I really don't care. Because everything that we've said, I stand by it. And the truth's going to come out in the court anyway. So we're going to be the ones who, you know, have the last laugh. You know, the boys are going to be the ones who have the last laugh too. Because it's going to be, ha-ha, WA government, you stuffed up, you treated them like shit, you abused the hell out of the boys. And, you know, I don't care what the media says. I don't care what anyone says, right? These boys, that prison incident was a setup, and those boys were let out of their cells by the guards to carry on and run amok. So, you know, and we're going to find out who done that. So don't go thinking you hiding and our boys are going to get done for what happened. Because if our boys are going to get done for anything, the ones who set it up are going to get done too. And I can tell you now, Mayor and McKay and all our mob, we're not going to stop until those people get punished right alongside our boys. Yeah, that's right. All right, peoples, well, I just wanted you all to just, you know, have a look at the media there. There's heaps more. It's just all a bunch of crap, and I'm just getting sick of it. So I'm just going to stop commenting to all these idiots on Facebook and that there, you know, and we'll just see, you know, what happens when the truth comes out. Because if the WA government actually implemented justice reinvestment programs with a diversionary and preventative focus, you know, with youth accommodation out there for our kids wouldn't be where they are now. 75% of cautions handed out to non-Aboriginal youth. Why our mob get them all? Eh? That's just the start.